Hello everyone, this is MC Deck Discussions and I'm OhBSmall, and today we have another playthrough for the Limited Environment Draft Tournament Season 2, LEDT, for those who've been following along. And today I have Spider-Man Peter Parker going up against Expert Magneto. So as usual, I'll have timestamps. I'm going to go through the setup for Magneto and then go ahead and share the deck briefly. I'll do a separate video later on that does a deck discussion, and then I will go ahead and get the game started. So let's get going here with the setup. So first of all, set the Orbital Decay side scheme aside, reveal the boarding party side scheme. So Orbital Decay side scheme is over here in the out of play area, and then boarding party side scheme is right here with 3 threat on it. Note that Magneto cannot have more than 6 sustained damage while this is in play. I tend not to do any damage to him while this is in play anyway. And then it has a win defeated. Flip this card and reveal Sabotage Master Mold. And then let's flip this over. And then there's a forced response on this side. Note that 5 threat will defeat this first main scheme. There are 3 main schemes altogether. After you place a magnet counter on this scheme, if there are at least 3 magnet counters here, and I'll go ahead and tell you how this actually works afterwards, because FFG has errata on this. But I'll read it as is for now. If there are at least 3 magnet counters here, discard cards from the counter deck until a magnet card is discarded. Reveal that card, then remove 3 magnet counters from this scheme. So we switch that order. We actually remove the 3 magnet counters from the scheme first, and then we go ahead and discard the card. So that's the errata on this. All right, and then if we go over to Magneto now, he's in phase 2 or stage 2. He has steady and toughness. And then when revealed, deal each player face down a counter card. So we have that right over here. And then he has the force response. After Magneto attacks you, place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. And I keep these 3 little counters on him. So if you look at where my mouse is right now, I keep 3 counters on him. That's my reminder when he attacks to remember to go ahead and put magnet counters on the main scheme. And then as far as the deck is concerned, so that's the setup. And I might as well just mention this now. So we have Peter Parker with 3 recovery, and on he's genius on this side, scientist ability, resource, generate a wild resource limit once per round. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the deck. All right, so it's a leadership Spider-Man deck with 40 cards in it. It's called the Ghost of Hobie Brown. That indicates part of my strategy here. So the Ghost being Hobie Brown, partly because of Ghost Spider, but also Hobie Brown. So either one of these are meant to be one of my main targets for bringing back into play regularly, with Spider-Man 2099, with Across the Spider-Verse, with Make the Call. I do have Nick Fury in here for setup purposes, so typically I've been playing him early in the game, and I try to avoid the temptation of playing him later on as much as possible, but he's mostly really there for setup, and I have been able to do that. And so it's made the deck fun doing what it's supposed to do. So the big parts are getting Ghost Spider out regularly, so that when Ghost Spider leaves play, his interruptibility works, and then also for Hobie Brown right here, right? So same thing to work his ability. We'll worry about those abilities later on. So let me just go ahead and say what all the rest of the deck is, and then we'll get started with the gameplay. So we have Ghost Spider, Madam Web, Maria Hill, Nick Fury, Professor X, Spider Penny Parker, Spider-Man Hobie Brown, Spider-Man Otto Octavius, and then Spider-Man 2099. For the events, we have Across the Spider-Verse, 3 copies of Get Ready, 3 copies of Make the Call, and then for the player side schemes, we have Build Support and Call for Backup. And then for our resources, we have 3 doubles in here. And for the supports, we added Web of Life and Destiny. So the build support is meant to make sure we can get Web of Life and Destiny in there nicely, but it can always be used to get Aunt May, even though Aunt May only costs 1. Can't hurt to get her out early too if we already have Web of Life and Destiny. And then for the upgrades, we have Clarity of Purpose, Ingenuity, and 1 Warrior of the Great Web. And this has 2 purposes. One of them is to also help get Web of Life and Destiny in for free because once Spider-Man becomes a web warrior, then we can also do that. Right, so multiple ways to get Web of Life and Destiny into play relatively easily. Plus, it does have this other ability on it too, an ability that I tend to forget. So I am going to mention, once we get over to the setup, a couple of things that I'm doing to remember to do some things that are difficult for me to remember, especially when playing this on the computer. So let's go ahead and get started here with the gameplay, but mention those couple of things. All right, first, let me go ahead and, no, I'm not going to draw. I'm going to mention those two things. So the first thing is, I'm going to flip over to the hero side real quickly. So he has this ability, the Spider Sense Interrupt. When the villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card. When I'm playing this on the computer, I forget this all the time. When I play it in the physical, when I played it with the physical card game, I had ways to remember, and I just can't remember to do it. So I have literally taped a piece of paper like right over this card here, and I can kind of see through the piece of paper a little bit, and it says draw on it. So I'm hoping that will be enough to make me remember. I tried putting this piece of paper on different parts of the computer, and finally in the middle of the last game I played, I put it there, and it seemed to finally work because it's just in the way. Okay, all right, so hopefully that'll work. And the other thing is, if I have that web card that I was talking about and getting those extra, it's the upgrade that makes him into a web warrior. If it gives you +1 attack anytime a web warrior leaves play, and I forget to use that all the time too. So if I do get that into play, I guess I'll mention what I'm going to do with it this time, where I hopefully remember to use that ability. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Flip back over to Alter Ego, and let's draw up. Okay, and he has 6 cards on this side, 10 health, and 3 recovery. All right. So this actually looks like a pretty good start. So we're going to keep it. And as a lot of you know, I have a tendency to keep my cards in the first place, at least when I have good card draw type of decks. All right. So for sure, I am going to get Nick Fury in here. So let's see how we want to handle that. All right. So let's go ahead and use the double, get ready, and Black Cat, and we'll play Nick Fury. Oh, no, we don't have to do that. Let's use Spider-Man's Alter Ego ability plus the double plus Black Cat to play Nick Fury. So 2, 3 plus this ability here. So we'll play Nick Fury, and we will use his ability here that allows him to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's looking very good. Let's flip over to the hero side. All right, so next let's use Webbed Up to get the web shooter out into play. And then I'm going to use, let's put the 3 counters on it. Okay. And then I'm going to use that right away to get Build Support into play. I'm trying to see if I want to prioritize Call for Backup yet or Build Support. And then, yeah, okay, all right. Maybe you want to handle this a little differently. No, I'm going to go for this. Then I'm going to use Get Ready. No, I'm going to use Maria Hill to play Call for Backup as well. All right. And then let's get Call for Backup cleared. So we'll use clear 2 threat here. And then Spider-Man has 1 thwart, so 1 there. So 1, 2, 3. And we will then have Call for Backup, grab our Spider-Man 2099 ally, shuffle the deck, and then Spider-Man 2099 will help to clear Build Support. And then we're going to use Get Ready. And do I want to use it with him? No, I don't. No. We're going to use that for Nick Fury. Nick Fury will then remove the rest of that threat. And there we go. There we have Build Support. And for Build Support, let's go find Web of Life and Destiny, and we already have that in play. Okay, that is not a bad start at all. Oops, I forgot to shuffle. Okay, and let me put my little token that I like putting on there that represents drawing cards. So Web of Life and Destiny has this ability. After a Web Warrior ally leaves play, choose a player. That player draws a card. And you don't have to exhaust it or anything. it just can work each time. All right, let's ready up and draw our hand size. And now it's Magneto's turn. So now this is a forced response, but I like putting his tokens on right away before he attacks, so I remember to do it. So you'll see my system here in a little bit as it unfolds. So first I'm going to put this token on here. So that's the magnet token. And then he's going to attack. We're going to defend with Nick Fury. So it's an attack of 3, 4, defeating Nick Fury. And then we have one card here, get it, the other encounter card. Let's flip this one. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I have, well, it's a good thing I have this covered up. Like I said, you can't see it covered up, but I can see a piece of paper on it because I forgot to draw. Okay, so let's draw a card. And I'm supposed to do that right away, by the way, because I would have the opportunity to, let's say if I drew the his 0-cost event that allows him to just, avoid all damage as a defense card, I would be able to play that. Right? Because this ability is an interrupt. When the villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card. All right, so now let's put the first one over. The villain schemes. Ooh, man, he could bust this right away. So that could change the game. That definitely didn't happen in my practice games where I refined this deck. So we could be in a little bit of trouble right off the bat, though I think we could handle most of that trouble. Okay, so he has 2 scheme. All right, plus this card here, 3, 4, and he busts it right away. So that didn't happen I did 3 practice games. That didn't happen in any of my practice games. So this is already turning out in a worse way. So if I add 4 to this, that defeats the first scheme. So place 1 magnet counter here. And then if Sabotage Master Mold is not in the victory display, so the first player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of the M-type Sentinel minion and reveals it. So pretty sure I don't have any here yet. That's correct. So let's look in here, look through the minions, not allies. And we'll grab one of these and shuffle the deck. So now he has this. I'm going to put a counter on him to represent that he has guard, but also he's going to give a tough status to Magneto when he gets defeated. All right, and then flip the other one, and it's another M-type Sentinel. Okay, wow. Well, that definitely puts us in a place that is not terribly favorable, but I think we're in a pretty good position here to handle it. But we definitely want to make more progress on this boarding party side scheme. Oh, let's flip this over. I forgot to flip it over. Okay. All right, and this says the same thing as before, and it takes 6 threat for Magneto to complete this second scheme. All right. And then I think what I'm going to do is play the swinging web kick. Yes, and as much as I don't want to lose Aunt May, I think I am going to go ahead and sacrifice her right now. So we're going to use Spider, make the call, and Aunt May to play swinging web kick and go ahead and defeat this M-type Sentinel, again giving him a tough status card, which he already has. Okay, so that lets us keep this and have a real possibility of still getting things cleared before Magneto gets rid of this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and ready up. Draw our hand size. Okay, so none of our defensive cards yet. All right, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. Magneto is going to attack and put another one of these magnet counters on here. And we're going to just let this attack happen. Yeah, because if I don't... No, I think we might be okay. So let's go ahead and let's defend. Okay. All right, so attack of 3, defending for 3, and then 3 more damage. So that brings us down to 7, from 10 to 7. 7. Okay. And then get an encounter card. Oh, again, let's draw a card. Okay. When we were getting attacked. All right. Which I should have done right away again, because I would have been able to, if I drew one of those defensive cards, I would have been able to play it. Have I had any of them yet? Let's look at our events. No, we haven't had any of them yet, so we're due at some point here. Okay, and let's get the encounter card. And he's advancing. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, this is definitely a different game than the other ones. Already the second advance. Okay, so 2 scheme plus 3, 4, 5, and we bust the second one. Okay, when revealed, place 2 magnet counters here. Okay, so this is a lot riskier game than the previous ones. And physical strain is not attached to Magneto. I haven't made any progress on these yet. The first player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a magnetic attachment and reveals it. Okay, so let's go search for a I can search both the encounter deck and discard pile. All right, so let's see what we have. So an attachment, none there. All right, let's look in the deck at the attachment. They're all bad. Let's see. This one we can get rid of. Do we have any physical resource? We could use this as a physical resource. So that actually might be the easiest one to take care of in this case. Oh, but we're not readied. Yeah, that could be bad. There's this one with retaliate. Can't be confused. Okay, I'm actually going to let him have his armor here. Man, that's such a tough choice. Well, let's see. What if I can't defend or whatever yet? Oh, but I can't attack or anything. Yeah, okay, we're going to choose that one. Man, okay. All right, so let's flip this over. All right, I can't believe we're on the third version of this. So now, if this stage is complete, the players lose the game. It has the same forced response that the other ones did. Okay? But now we actually need to, we can't flip down to alter ego side very often at all in this game. It's going to be a risk the entire rest of the game that we could lose in one shot. Okay. All right, so let's see what we can handle. Okay. All right, I'm going to have Spider-Man 2099 remove 2 threat from boarding party, and then that will use his responsibility to put himself in the hand, and Web Warrior just left, so Web of Life and Destiny lets us draw another card. Okay? And that is a card, a Hero Interrupt, that we can use. So I'm going to flip that over as a reminder to myself about that. Or I should say a Hero Interrupt that I can use during the villain turn. Okay, I think we are going to use Nick Fury to help us get our setup here, a little bit of our engine going. So we have Make the Call, so let's play that. And we have Nick Fury here. So let's see if we can, what we want to use to get him out into play. All right, and I can't see you being able to use Ingenuity anytime soon, actually. So I'm going to probably use this plus Ingenuity. Let's see, I'm going to flip some of these over to see what I might use. I need 4 altogether, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's go with those, but not this one. Okay, all right, so let's use 1, 2, 3, 4 resources, and let's get Nick Fury into play, and we're going to use his ability to draw 3 cards again. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we've got a back flip as well. I'm going to put that on the left and flip it over. All right, so then we have Clarity of Purpose. Okay. All right, I might actually use some of those. We can defend with Nick Fury. All right, let's get Ghost Spider into play. Yeah, so I think I might sacrifice this one here. So we can go with 1, 2. Oh, no, let's get, man, do I want Clarity of Purpose? If I use Clarity of Purpose, for sure I'm going to have to get over to heal at some point. That might not be worth the risk. Okay, yeah, so let's use the backflip, Clarity of Purpose. Oh, hold on, did I get all my cards back? I did, okay, all right, so backflip, Clarity of Purpose, and Swinging Web Kick to get Ghost Spider into play. And then I think I'm actually going to use Spider-Man 2099 to get Warrior of the Great Web into play. So what this has is a response. First of all, attached character gains the Web Warrior trait. Response after a Web Warrior ally leaves play, attached character gets +1 ATK until the end of the phase. Right, so I'm going to put a little damage counter on him to stand for that occurs. Okay. All right, and then what I'm going to do then is let's start making progress on this part. And so get rid of one of these. Get rid of that threat, flipping over boarding party. And then now that has 3 threat on it. Okay. And then we'll have Nick Fury, remove 2 threat from there. So it has just 1 left now. All right. And then, so we'll hold on to this one. Okay. So that can help protect us. All right. Then ready up, draw our hand size. Okay. Yeah. And Professor X can help us finish off what we need to over here. All right, so let's get Magneto, adding 1 threat to the main scheme, and he's about to get a 3rd one of these. So here's what I do. Once we get a 3rd one, I put it over here, and it'll remind me to trigger this. So he's attacking for 3/4, and we'll defend with Nick Fury. 5/6, defeating Nick Fury. And then now this triggers, so I'm going to put it back. So get rid of 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to discard cards until a magnetic card is discarded and revealed. Okay, so here we go. Well, there's a magnetic card right there. Oh, I forgot to get rid of this. Yep. All right, when revealed, exhaust each upgrade and support you control. So that would be this one and this one, which doesn't actually matter for once. Nice. That works out okay. And then place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. All right. Okay, so that was after his attack. Now he gets to his encounter card. And that is another M-type Sentinel. There are 4 M-type Sentinels in the deck altogether, so here's our 3rd one, I believe. All right, so if we get the Spider Tracer into play, okay, let's see how we want to handle this. Get sabotage. I want to get this defeated and get Professor X into play. I guess there isn't a rush if we stay on this side for a while. And we didn't end up using this, so I might actually use it as a resource. Let's see. Oh, MaNemJeff could kind of serve that purpose temporarily. Have we used all the make the calls? Let's look at our events. There are 2 of them. We still have 1 more make the call remaining, so we could get Professor X back later. All right, so let's try. Let's see, I want to get rid of him. So you can deal 2 damage, and you can deal 2 damage. And we just need 1 more damage on him, so MaNemJeff really could handle that part. So let's do that. So we're going to go 1, 2, and I will use Professor X. We'll get MaNemJeff into play, and she's going to attack for 1 and defeat M-type Sentinel. Again, when defeated, we'll give Magneto a tough status. So he still has that. And then we're going to use Get Ready. Oh, I forgot to use her ability when we came in, which is this. After MaNemJeff enters play, look at the top X cards of the encounter deck, where X is the number of Web Warrior cards you control. We could currently control 1, 2, 3 plus Web of Life and Destiny, so 4. Okay? And then you may discard 1 card looked at this way and put the rest back in any order. So let's look at 4 cards. So we can look at top X here, type in a 4, and we'll look at the top 4 cards. So we get to get rid of 1. So this would just give him a boost card and extra. Okay. This gives him 1 extra. And so which is the card I would like to have? Let's see, deal 1 damage to each. Discard an upgrade or support you control. So that's kind of tough to decide which one I want revealed. I might actually go for Magnetic Mayhem. Let's see, let's discard this M-type Sentinel. So then this will be the one that gets used as a boost card. And then this would be the one revealed. If I revealed this one, it'll deal 1 damage to each character in place of magnet card. Well, in this case, that would just let me draw some cards. That might be okay. Yes, so let's put it in this order here, and then we'll know that we have the, actually, no, let's put this one first because I know I'm going to defend and we'll be able to get rid of that. And then put this one next. Okay, all right, yeah, we're gonna go with this order. I think that might be pretty decent. Okay, and then keep the order there. All right, and then now I'm going to use the get ready, and we're going to use Ghost Spider. Let's see, oh, hold on. Yes, no, this is the one. Yeah, we're gonna use MaNemJeff, and she is going to thwart the rest of this. So defeat Sabotage Master Mold, and when defeated, reveal the set-aside Orbital Decay side scheme and add this to the victory display. So now here comes Orbital Decay. And then she gets defeated from her consequential damage. And then we're going to draw a card, and we'll keep it. All right, so get rid of that. So let's ready up and draw our hand size. And we do have another enhanced spider sense, so that's not bad at all. I'll flip that over to make sure I know it's ready. Okay, so Magneto adds one more threat to the main scheme, and after he attacks, he's going to add another magnet counter. I'm going to add that now. He's attacking for 3, 4. We will be defending with this maybe, so this time I am going to remember to use this interrupt to draw a card right away. Okay, and we will defend with Ghost Spider. So that's 3, 4. Oops, didn't mean to do that, meant to flip it over. 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, all taken by Ghost Spider. So Ghost Spider gets defeated and has this interrupt. When Ghost Spider leaves play, search your deck for an identity-specific event, add it to your hand. So we will look at the events, and we will grab this backflip. Okay, shuffle the deck, and then because she left play, we also get Web of Life and Destiny to draw us a card. All right. So I'm going to put the backflip over here because that's the place where I like to putting the backflips that are flipped over. Okay, so now we have 2 interrupts. All right, and then let's see, he attacked, this happened, and then now he gets his encounter card. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each character you control. So Spider-Man takes 1 damage, and then place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. So there's a third one. So now that will trigger. Okay, so get rid of all 3, and we're going to discard cards till we get another magnetic card. Okay, getting rid of some pretty good ones to get rid of. Okay, but that's not a great one. Which one is it? Magneto gains Retaliate 1, attached to Magneto. It's an attachment. I'm going to leave it where it is. When Magneto would take any amount of damage, place it here instead. Then if there is a forced interrupt. Then if there is 8 or more damage here, discard this card. So I'm going to put a little damage counter on him that represents that he now has Retaliate. Okay, so now we have quite a few cards in hand. Let's see what we want to do. And we have a bunch of allies. All right, so we could use Across the Spider-Verse to get Spider-Man 2099 into play. And we have Make the Call too. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's play Across the Spider-Verse for a cost of 2. And exhaust a Web Warrior card you control. Will exhaust Web of Life and Destiny. Search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally, put it into play, then choose a player. Right, let's do this first part. And we will get Spider-Man 2099. And then maybe we want to do the rest of this. I don't usually do that, but we have a lot of cards in hand. That player may spend 3 resources of any type to repeat this ability. Yeah, we might want to do that. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So let's spend 3 resources here and do that again. So we're going to exhaust Spider-Man, and we will put Spider-Man Hobie Brown into play. Okay, and then we are going to spend the rest of this for make the call here. And then we're going to go ahead. So that was, I just spent 3 resources. So I did that out of order, but play make the call and then spend 3 resources. And we're going to get Professor X into play. And then we'll kind of confuse the enemy. He's not confused yet because he still has steady. All right. And then let's go ahead and first, I want to get rid of this tough status. Let's use Professor X first. So he's going to remove 3 threat from Orbital Decay. Okay. And then when defeated, flip this card and reveal Physical Strain. And then now this is a permanent attached to Magneto. Magneto loses steady. So he is now, in fact, confused. And then I did have an opportunity to get rid of this, decided not to take it. I want to get this kind of set up going here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with Spider-Man Hobie Brown and get rid of this tough status. And then I'm going to use Spider-Man 2099 to remove 2 threat. And I am going to use this ability to put Spider-Man Hobie Brown back into my hand. And then his interrupt triggers. When Spider-Man leaves play, discard the top 3 cards in the encounter deck, deal damage to the villain equal to the number of boost icons discarded this way. I'm actually going to put them... he should have taken 2 consequential damage when he was there because of this. So the tough status... this is a forced interrupt. The tough status... I can't remember how that order works. Does the tough status come off? Or does this... Or does the forced interrupt trigger first? Yeah, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure status cards, those have their impact first, the tough status. So that tough status comes off. And hopefully I'm doing that right. That could actually be pretty bad if I am getting it wrong. I better make sure. I'm going to pause the game and double check. No, you know what? I figured it out myself, okay? Because this is very specific with the way this is wording. When Magneto would take any amount of damage, not be dealt. So when Magneto, the forced interrupt, when Magneto would take any amount of damage, place it here instead. He's not taking any damage because the tough status protected him, okay? So that's what happened. The tough status came off, right? So now this triggers. So he leaves play, we discard those 3 cards. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them out, those 3 cards discarded out here, so it's easier for me to count them, okay? So 1, 2, 3. And we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, 3, 4 of those boost icons. So now he's going to take 4 damage. Let me discard those now. But it's going to go here instead. But that is not an attack, so we do not get retaliated on for that. So 4 of the 8 damage is taken care of now. Okay. And he just left play, so now Web of Life and Destiny will let us draw a card. Okay. Ooh, how interesting is that? So we're going to use, let's see, if I do this, we'll get the retaliate, will give us 1 damage. We have 6 life left. Let's see. All right, this is definitely not a maximum usage for this, but I'm going to play Get Ready, and we're going to ready Professor X, who's going to then thwart this 1 thwart off of there. Okay? So it just keeps us a little bit safer, but it doesn't seem to me it would do any good to use Spider-Man 2099 for that. This way it keeps, we have an extra character to keep Spider-Man protected. Okay, so we'll go with that. All right, and now we only need 4 more damage on this, so that's pretty nice. All right, let's ready up and draw our hand size. Oh, and we do have another enhanced Spider Sense, and we did go through our deck now. We only had 1 card left, so now that's why this extra encounter card is out here. All right, so let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. Magneto's going to attack and add a magnet counter. We're going to defend with Professor X. He's attacking for 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Oh, another Master Magnetism. I need to know how many of those there are now. He has 1 encounter card. Here's another. Let me check that now. So how many Masters of Magnetism are over here? 2 out of the 3. And then I'm pretty sure we've already had the Advances, yes, both advances. So he has one more card in his deck out of 11 cards remaining, plus these 2. He has one more card that can allow him to scheme again the Master of Magnetism if he's in alter ego form. So if we get past that, that will give us an opportunity to go to alter ego form with that tough status there. All right, so let's keep the order there. Okay, let's reveal the first one. And we have this, okay. Deal 1 damage to each character you control. That would be okay. Place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. This wouldn't quite trigger yet. That's not the most dangerous it could be. I'm going to let that one happen. So place 1 damage on Peter Parker, 1 damage on Spider-Man 2099, and then place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. Okay, and then this one, and we have, all right, so she has a toughness and when defeated. Okay, all right. So that'll give Magneto a tough status again. All right. So let's see what we want to do here. All right, let's start by attacking with Spider-Man 2099 on, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Unu Scion. Okay, so we'll attack. Get rid of this tough status, and then this response happens before the consequential damage. So we're going to use that response to put 2099 back in our hand. That got rid of the tough status here. And now we draw a card because of Web of Life and Destiny. And we have Nick Fury, so we probably want to take advantage of that. We gotta cruise through some of this stuff here. All right, let's start by playing Web Shooter. I'm going to use Webbed Up to play that. Put 3 counters on it. 3 web counters on it. All right, so then we can use one of those plus, let's see, maybe I'll use that. So 1, 2, interesting, 3, 4. We'll play Nick Fury. Huh, do we draw the cards? We could actually do this. Oh, we did have a Web Warrior leave, so Spider-Man has 1 extra point of attack. So he attacks for 3 right now. Okay. So I could draw 3 cards. That would allow me to then be able to play Spider-Man, Hobie Brown if I wanted to. But what I could do instead is use Nick Fury's ability to deal 4 damage, and that 4 damage could just be the rest to take out this magnetic bubble. So that might be the way to go here, and then just hold on to make the call. Yes, let's do that. So 4 damage on the magnetic bubble, making a total of 8. So we now discard this card. Okay. Or it went to Magneto, but the magnetic bubble protected him with that. And now he doesn't have this retaliate damage anymore that he can deal. Okay. And then Peter Parker can deal 3 damage here. And Nick Fury 2 more to defeat Unu Scion. And that would be give the villain a tough status card. Okay. So now Magneto has a tough status card again. He has gotten a ton of those. All right, and then we'll ready up and draw our hand size. Okay, let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. And Magneto's attacking for 3, 4, plus this card here. Nick Fury will defend. And we added a magnet counter here too. Oh, did I remember to do that? Actually, I don't know that. I don't think I did. Hold on a second. I think I do need to add. No, I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to add that now, and then that'll occur afterwards. So I'm going to put it here as the reminder. So you're going to defend. So 3, 4, 5 damage, defeating Nick Fury. And now these are going to, this is going to trigger. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to discard till we get a magnetic card. Oh, man, that's brutal. All right, Magneto cannot be confused. So we were just getting to the point where I was hoping to be able to confuse him or have him, he is confused, and be able to go down to alter ego side soon. But that looks like that's not really going to happen here. All right, so what we do have is Across the Spider-Verse. All right. Yeah, man, I think I'm using Nick Fury a lot more than I did in my previous game, but I think I'm going to use him again here and get that card draw because we need to get things going. All right, yes. So here's what we'll do. We'll spend one of these from the web shooter, one of these web counters, and then we're actually going to use all those make the calls. Hate to use those like this, but so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we'll play Nick Fury. And then draw 3 cards. All right, and then now let's go ahead and use this genius to play across the Spider-Verse. And exhaust a Web Warrior card right there. You control, search the discard pile for a Web Warrior ally, put it into play. So let's do that. So we're going to put Spider-Man 2099 into play. And then I do have 3 resources cards, so I could actually do that again like I did last time. I think I'm going to do that. We're going to exhaust Spider-Man. So, spend the 3 resources first, right? Yeah, choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources, 1, 2, 3, and repeat this. So first, exhaust a Web Warrior card you control, and then take a Web Warrior ally and put it into play. And I am going to do like I did last time with Spider-Man Hobie Brown. So in that sense, I actually am doing that part of that I wanted to do with this game. So that's working out okay that I'm using Nick Fury, actually. Just doing it in a different way than I did it in previous games. Okay, I can't believe that. I almost never used this twice in that way. And now in the same game, I've done that 2 times where I used this ability twice for 1 play. All right, so he has this tough status. We definitely need to take care of that. We didn't get a chance to get rid of this stuff, but we can do some good things here. So first, let's have Spider-Man Hobie Brown get rid of that tough status. And then I will have Spider-Man 2099 get rid of 2 threat. And then we will use this ability here to put Spider-Man Hobie Brown back into our hand, triggering his interrupt, discarding 3 more cards here. I'm going to do it like I did last time, put them out here. 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, just 3 of those. So he takes 3 damage, 20 down to 17. And then we draw a card because of Web of Life and Destiny. And then we'll have Nick Fury attack for 2 more damage, bring it down to 15. Let's ready up, draw our hand size, and it's Magneto's turn. Okay, and let me flip this over so I know it's available. All right, so let's add 1 threat to the main scheme. Magneto is going to attack, putting another magnet counter here. He's attacking for 3, 4. We will defend with Nick Fury. 5, 6, defeating Nick Fury. Gets an encounter card. And place 4 threat on each side scheme. And I don't want to do that. We're going to use this here. And what I'm going to spend, I'm just going to spend this web shooter, the last one, to play this card right there. So hero interrupt, when a treasury card is revealed from the counter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. So we're going to do that right there. Okay. All right, so took care of that. Now let's see, it would be nice to take care of one of these, but I don't know if we're going to do that for a while. But we really do need to at some point. There are only 2 cards left. Oh my gosh, he still hasn't had that one yet. What's it called again? Master of Magnetism? Oh, one of those 2 is the Master of Magnetism still. So he's going to shuffle his deck back, and I'm still going to be at risk all the time, and basically want to stay on hero side because I'll always be at risk. Okay, well, hopefully we can continue the way we're going and be able to do that. Yeah, I could in fact get rid of that right now, and it may be worth it because all he has to do is scheme 1 time and he wins the game. And I do only have 5 hit points though, so if he attacks twice, I can also lose the game just as well that way. So it's a risk either way. And actually, I think I'm going to wait, and I'm just going to play a kind of a defensive game here for a bit. So let's we're going to play Hobie Brown again. We're going to keep trying to deal damage that way as much as we can. So far we haven't gotten very lucky. We've only dealt like 7 damage so far with him, but that's still pretty good. We have more damage than we would have otherwise. So let's play Hobie Brown. Oh, hold on. We have 17 cards left? Oh, we might... Yeah, I mean, we've got web kicks. Oh, but I want to have that defense out there too. So we can wait a little bit. I won't use this ability right away. Yeah, I think that's just better off right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and play Spider-Man Hobie Brown. And we will go ahead and have him remove this threat, keep things safe. We'll have you at Spider-Man 2099, attack for 2, so 15 down to 13. And Spider-Man Peter Parker, attack for 2, 13 down to 11. Let's ready up and draw our hand. Okay. All right. Let's go. Add 1 threat to the main scheme. And Magneto's attacking for 4 still. We're going to defend with Hobie Brown. And that's defeated there. There's an extra damage. So Hobie Brown is defeated. When Spider-Man leaves play, discard the top 3 cards in the counter deck again. So again, I'm going to put them out here to count. Okay, so there's the first one. So it is the Master of Magnetism. So hold on. I can't do it that way. Hold on. That's not, there's only 1 card left. I actually have to discard it. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you. So it's going to be a Master of Magnetism. Okay, so I discarded it. So I can only discard one of those cards, dealing the 2 damage, right? Because it's when you discard cards from your deck. Oh, you can keep discarding from the counter deck. Ooh, I'm not sure how that rule works right there. Okay, so I did find the exact answer in the rule book, in the rules reference rather, and I do stop discarding cards. So just that first one ends up dealing the damage, so the 2 points of damage that I mentioned before. What I don't know is if I applied that 2 damage already. So let me back up a little to make sure. All right, so forward, he discards, and then, so there were 11 hit points already, and I did not do that damage yet. Okay, so add 2 points of damage then from that card, and they have a new card, and now there's an acceleration token on the main scheme, which is bad news. All right, so let's see what else we can do here. All right, let's attack with Spider-Man 2099 and deal 2 more damage. And we'll use his ability to return him. Oh, wait. We weren't done with Magneto's turn, were we? Oh, my bad. Hold on. Yeah, because we defended there. Okay, sorry, I'm hitting the back button, the left arrow key, and that's allowing me to go backwards to double check what I did. Okay, so that was when then it was Magneto's turn. We added 1 threat, but it doesn't look like I added one of these counters over here though. Okay, so I added 1 threat, and he attacked. We defended with Spider-Man Hobie Brown. Okay, and I did forget to add 1 of these counters. Okay. All right. Oh, I got to get rid of that for now though. Okay. All right. And then it defeated him. Yes, so that's what happened. Then, and that got rid of this card here, and we were able to deal 2 damage. And that reshuffled the deck, added an acceleration icon. So he does still get his encounter card. So let's get an encounter card. And it's a Master of Magnetism right off the bat. Okay, so we have no way of getting out of it over here. So we will, I guess, defend with Spider-Man 2099. And it is going to put another one of these counters on here. So let's bring that out as my reminder. So he's attacking for 3, 4. And exhaust each ally you control, so that won't apply. So that does defeat Spider-Man 2099. and that'll draw us a card with Web of Life and Destiny. Oh, good timing for Make the Call. All right. And then now this will happen here. We'll get rid of the 3 counters and discard cards. What happened there? Did I somehow get rid of one of those by accident? Huh. I thought there was supposed to be another threat on the main scheme. Ah. Okay. All right. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. All right. Now, get rid of these 3 counters. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And discard cards here till we get a magnetic card. And there we have it. Okay. So each player places the top 6 cards of their deck face down here. So let's grab those. So, here's how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pull it off. And after I pull it off, if I hold down the shift key, it'll keep it face down. If I don't hold the shift key down, it'll flip over. Okay. So pull it off, hold the shift key, drag it under, pull it off, hold the shift key, drag it under, do it again. So each time I'm holding the shift key so it stays face down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So now he has 6 under there, and this has a when defeated that will make Magneto activate against the player who defeats it. All right, and meanwhile it has an acceleration icon on it too, so we definitely have to get rid of that. All right, so let's go ahead, and we better use this Make the Call, because otherwise we're going to be in trouble. So let's see what allies we have. Let's see, we have 3 threat here. Yeah, let's get Nick Fury. That's for sure. We're going to need Nick Fury here. All right, so let's play Make the Call. And let's spend 2. Wow. Let's go with 2, 3, 4. I'm going to keep Black Cat so we have an extra defensive ability here in case we don't draw anything that we can use to defend with. So we'll get Nick Fury out. And then we'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3 with Nick Fury's ability. Oh, we have a backflip. Good. All right. And then let's see what we can do. Okay, so that's actually pretty good timing for that because we have this backflip. So let's go ahead and have Nick Fury remove 2 threat and have... Oh, actually, let's see. Let's play Web Shooter. 1, 2, 3. And then we will use that plus this Swinging Web Kick. I was actually hoping to use that to attack with. And get Black Cat out. And we'll have Black Cat remove this threat right here. Yeah. All right. And then that will defeat this card here. And then when defeated, Magneto activates against the player who defeated this scheme, and we need to discard these cards. So let's discard those. Another backflip. Okay. All right. And let's see. Oh, when Magneto attacked, we needed to add another magnet counter there. All right. And now he attacks. Okay. So for 3, 4, he's attacking again. So add another magnet counter. 5, and we will use backflip to, when you would take any amount of damage, prevent all that damage. Okay. All right. Okay, so, and now Spider-Man can go ahead and attack and deal 2 damage. Okay, let's ready up. Draw our hand size. Okay, let's add 2 threat to the main scheme. So we're still in danger all this time. We went through our deck again, so he has 2 encounter cards. All right, so let's see what we can do to get ourselves in a better state here. So he's going to attack, which is going to add another magnet counter here, so I'm going to put that down here as a reminder. So 3, 4 damage we will defend with Nick Fury. 5, 6, 7. And then now that'll trigger this main scheme. 1, 2, 3. And let's discard cards until we get a magnetic card. There we go. There's a magnetic card. Exhaust each upgrade and support you control. So this one, and this one. Oh, I was hoping to use that. I wanted to finally get rid of Magneto's helmet by attacking. I guess that's not going to happen. All right, place 1 magnet counter on the main scheme. Okay. All right, and then now, let's see, that happened, right? So we just defended. So he has an encounter card. Let's get another one. Oh, wow, I've been forgetting to draw cards still, even with all these reminders, right? How many cards should I have drawn? Okay, I guess this time just one, okay, with Spider-Man's ability. But I have been cheating myself and not drawing those cards. It is so hard to remember when you're playing this way. Like, it's so much easier when I'm playing the physical game because I have a reminder right on the encounter deck. So as soon as I flip the encounter deck up, I see this card, this paper that says draw, and I draw. So I never forget when I play it, the paper version. Okay, let's get the first one. Villain schemes. Oh man, we're not going to be able to prevent this. We just lost. Okay, so 2, 3. Oh, that's not it. Boost card. 4, and that's it. Game over. Okay, well, that ended things. Put me out of my misery. Might have cost me just the fact that I didn't draw cards as often as I should have been. So one of these days, maybe this method should have worked well. I just, of putting I have, like I said, I have a piece of paper taped right over there, and I still ignored it time after time. So we'll see. It makes it tough to play Spider-Man as well as you should. But in any case, I'll at least mention real quickly here at the end that this deck actually did win. I won 3 times before this, and I had a really rough start at the beginning here, and I just wanted to try to turn things real quickly around before an advance showed up, and I just didn't turn it around fast enough to finally get rid of this helmet for when the advance showed up. Took a risk, but I was going to be a risk anyway, because he could always get an extra attack too. He was more likely to attack me multiple times than it was that he was going to get an advance. There are only 2 chances for advance, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 chances that he'll attack me a second time. And so, I decided to go with the odds. Those were the odds in my favor, but it didn't work out for me anyway. Okay, well, have a good one, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe if you appreciate this kind of content, and we'll catch you later.